Welcome to Tash Talks Soul. Hi, welcome back. Today I want to talk about the mental prison that we build for ourselves and how often we do such a good job of trapping ourselves in it. And I feel like I've had this realization most recently where my external reality was not in alignment with what was in my heart. And it probably hadn't been for quite some time, but I was living in quite significant denial, thinking that if I just show up every day with a smile on my face, it will go away, or this is just a phase, or basically if I faced it and admitted it to myself, then there had to be a consequence to that. What would I do with that information? I would have to make changes because it's almost a betrayal of self or a lack of integrity or a lack of love and support towards yourself to finally admit something to yourself and then know that you're not doing anything about it. And so we build these places of denial. Denial is a river in Egypt, as they say, and we live there. And we refuse to face ourselves and we refuse to face our truth. And then we wonder why our mood is low and our health deteriorates and we're just not happy. Like there's just something missing. There's just a puzzle piece missing. I found that I was turning up to life and I was there physically. I was physically present, but emotionally, mentally, I was somewhere else. I just wasn't there. And I was just not engaging with my life. I was not checked in and everybody around me was suffering. So I thought I was doing the right thing by continuing to show up, but unfortunately the energy in which I was showing up in was doing more harm than good, really. It was just keeping up appearances, wearing a mask. And it occurred to me when I did finally decide to do the scary thing and change my life, we are so free and life is actually so simple and so easy. What makes it difficult is the way that we think about it. We tell ourselves, oh no, I can't possibly do that because blah, blah, blah. And no, I know that's what's in my heart, but I can't follow that dream because of all these other consequences and all these reasons. And we mind F ourselves into this corner where we trap ourselves. But in reality, guess what you have to do? You just have to decide. You just have to make the decision and take the action. At any given point, you're not happy in your life. Realistically, what is stopping you from, as an example, leaving it all behind and going and being a bartender in the Caribbean somewhere? That's the example I love to use because it just seems so fantastical to me. But you could, you know, get your money, you buy a plane ticket and off you go. Physically, there is not much stopping you. I mean, if I said, oh, well, your dream's to live on Mars, okay, physically there's a few things stopping you, like no atmosphere and no private spaceship to take you there. That's a little bit further out of reach. But a lot of the scenarios that we put ourselves in, all you have to do is take the step. And often I used to have a boss that used to say, done is better than perfect. And that's really stuck with me. That has been a little bit of an ethos in my life, but as somebody that procrastinates a bit, tends to be a bit of a perfectionist, that it's something that I've really had to learn to be okay with. And even this podcast, I mean, am I obsessed with the intro and the title and the cover art? Probably not, but it's something. It's there. Done is better than perfect. I could spend the next 3 months obsessing over it, but I choose not to because I am more obsessed with putting content out and getting all of these thoughts down into a bit of a library and a bit of a catalogue for almost as a cathartic experience and for other people to listen to and hopefully enjoy and get your brain cogs turning and thinking about stuff. And that is more important to me than it being perfect. But I could be, and like many of us do, not take the action, procrastinate because, well, first this has to be done and then that has to be done and this has to be perfect and have I done my best, and let's sit here and waste time. And time is one thing that it's not a renewable resource. Well, in quantum physics, time doesn't even exist. Time is happening all at the same time, all simultaneously, but our human brains, to make sense of our experience, make it linear in the way we process it. But I'm feeling like that could be a whole other episode. So let's leave that, park that for now. Realistically, whatever it is that you want to do, you could just wake up and do it. Unless there's something physically stopping you, nothing's stopping you. The only thing stopping you is the stories inside your head and your fears trying to talk you out of it. And the amount of times that I've allowed other people and myself to talk me out of doing things that were in my heart, business ideas that I wanted to pursue, travel plans that I wanted to do, life experiences that I wanted to have, and I just never did it because I put myself in a mental prison, and I allowed other people to put me in it, and I allowed myself to put myself in it, and I allowed myself to stay in it. And to some degree, maybe we need to, so we can show up to our commitments and show up for our families and our kids and everything. We don't all just, become bartenders in the Caribbean as a silly example. There is an element of showing up to your life. I'm not saying be ridiculous, but if there has been a dream in your heart or a misalignment or an action or a goal, whatever it is, where your external reality is not reflecting what's in your heart, just take a step. Even if you do it and you end up hating it, at least you've done it. I had that experience with when I was younger, I would model for work. So I've always done modelling. I've been signed with an agency since I was 17. And there came a point in my modelling career where I was having a really good time. I was being looked at for contracts overseas and interstate, and I travelled interstate for my modelling. And I had a wonderful time and it was fun. I made good money and I met cool people, had wonderful fun experiences. But then at the same time, I remember being at an event and there was a bunch of girls, a bunch of models, and there was paparazzi and they were taking a photo. And I remember standing there looking at all the flashing lights and thinking, oh my gosh, I hate this. I would rather be in bed in my bathrobe, drinking a cup of tea, watching a show, and this is not my jam. And, I didn't quit there and there, but naturally, organically, it became less and less, and I was focusing on other things. And then I got married and I had kids, and now, I barely do anything. And that's okay with me. I got to taste that and I got to decide it's not for me. I could have sat at home wondering, I wonder what that would be like, and never taken any steps to actually experience it, to actually give something a try. And what I'm trying to say is that if you try it and you end up thinking, you know what, I don't love this, that's okay. You tried it. Go try the next thing. Maybe you'd love that. But take the action steps. We talk about manifesting a lot. That's becoming so mainstream now, which I love. And, part of the whole manifestation thing is visualize and align your frequency with your desires. And the most crucial step is take action. If you're trying to find your soulmate, he's not going to fall through your roof and land on your lap in your living room. It's not going to happen. Well, maybe it could if you're getting your roof repaired. Highly unlikely scenario, right? You have to take action steps. That could be its whole other episode too. But the focus is take action. Do the thing. Take the steps. Don't be scared. Don't keep yourself trapped in your mental prison, because it is all just a construct. All just a construct. Doesn't have to be. At any point, you can wake up and turn your whole life upside down if you wanted to. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying you could. So whatever excuses you're coming up with yourself for not following what's in your heart and playing small and playing safe, it's not going to get you anywhere. You're going to wake up in 12 months from now and be in the same place you are now if you don't take action towards your goals. Or even worse, imagine being, an old, very old person let's say 100 years old in your rocking chair, and you look back on your life and you think, damn, I wish I did that thing. Do you want to be 100 years old in your rocking chair regretting not taking action on something because at the time you thought it was too scary, or you were scared to fail, or you were scared of being seen or being rejected, or failing, I guess. I guess that's our biggest fear, isn't it? I don't know, different strokes for different folks, but point is, don't be scared. Take the steps. Something to think about. Have a great day. See ya.